Okay, so in this section of the course, we're going to be talking about the super important aspect of finding a niche and a style of art printable to sell in. Now, if you have ever taken any other kind of Etsy courses, then you'll know that it's super important, regardless of what area on Etsy you sell in, to find a specific niche and a specific focus for whatever item it is that you're trying to sell. You want to brand your entire shop and the products that you have in a specific way to drive a certain type of customer to buy your products. Now, when it comes to art printables, it's quite similar to that, but obviously more than a niche that you're trying to sell in, you're trying to find a style of art print that you can kind of dominate and become the central focus for on Etsy. So as you can see, there are so many different shops on Etsy in the niche of art printables that present a different style of art print, or some will focus more on typography and some will have graphics. And really, when you look on Etsy, you just see an amalgamation of absolutely gorgeous art prints and art printables for all different types of sellers. Now, you're already in a very strong niche when it comes to art printables. The competition is fierce in the fact that there are lots of people selling art printables on Etsy, simply because it's such a popular niche. There are so many people who love to buy art printables when they come on the Etsy platform. But I don't want you to panic about that at all. It was something that I was terrified about when I first thought about the idea of creating an art printable shop. How was I going to compete against so many amazing people who already had sold so many art prints and knew exactly what they were doing? But after a while of kind of building my art printable shop, I realized I'm not really competing against every other Etsy seller, because every other art printable seller has a different style than me. And what makes me stand out to a certain percentage of people that want to buy art printables on Etsy is the style of art print that I'm offering. So that's what we're really going to work out right now. And it's not something that is kind of static, that you decide once and you stick with it no matter what. Your style will gradually evolve and flow. And you might find that as you follow along on this course, you might feel comfortable creating a different style than what you thought. But there are some basic fundamental elements to finding your style or your micro niche in art printables that we're going to be talking about here, and just to help you get a real focus of exactly how you can find what's going to sell for you. So the first element of creating art printables is working out what you enjoy creating, what you enjoy spending your time designing. And that really comes down to your own personal style. So for me, I ended up going with something that's incredibly girly and incredibly fun and feminine, and I was actually surprised myself that I enjoyed creating that so much, but that was just the style of art prints that I just gravitated to. And I have an entire workbook in this module that is going to take you step by step through all of this. But I want you to really work out what style of art prints you're attracted to. Is it the more minimalism effect? Is it the super girly effect? Is it very bold and bright? Is it more typography heavy? What style of art prints really resonate with you? What do you feel like you could enjoy creating for the next 2 years of your life minimum, really? Now, don't panic if there are a wealth of different ideas of styles of art print that you want to create. You will have to niche it down eventually, but when you get to the workbook, just literally fill out as many different styles of art print that you want to do, because the next step is going to help you focus on what will be more profitable for you. So I always think that yes, you should have passion in what you create. You should enjoy what you create. But what we also want to make sure that you're doing is not wasting your time creating something that is just never going to make you any income. So we want to do a bit of research to ensure that the design of art print that you want to create is actually something that's popular and selling on Etsy. So this is something that took me a while to do, and if you know anything about my story, you'll know that I started my art printable shop for about 6 months, creating random art prints, having no idea what I was doing. And then I ended up having to go back, and once I did discover my niche and discover branding and realize that I had to put all that in place first. I had to go back and redo my entire shop, which was just not worth it. So understanding exactly what niche you want to sell in and what that's going to look like from the start is so important. Whether or not you are completely starting with a brand new art print shop, or you're on this course because you're struggling to really get the sales pumping in your art printable shop that already exists, this is something I really want you to focus on. You need to make sure that A, you love the art prints you create. Yes, that's so important. But second of all, that the exact style of art print that you're selling is something that's actually selling on Etsy too. So this is what we're going to do, and we're going to use a tool called Etsy Rank in order to do this.